Hello everybody, this is the grade 10 theory lesson. This is unit 12B, and today's topic is chorale transposition. And you'll notice up here we've got it written in finale, but really we're going to be using MuseScore or flat. Okay, so finale, we don't use that anymore. This is our last theory lesson, and it's exactly the same as what we did in 12A, except this time you are basically going to be using either of these pieces of software to write out your part. So a chorale is what we're going to be using. It's usually a four-voiced piece of music. It's homophonic, meaning that there's usually just one melodic idea, and then there's just some supporting parts underneath. We don't have counterpoint. We don't have multiple melodies taking place. Both harmonic progression and individual voice leading. So it's a good example for when we're trying to write out parts into different instruments. So in 12A, you're asked to transpose a chorale for band instruments. So instead of transposing one part, the melody, numerous times, you're going to transpose all four parts, the soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, into given band instruments. Clarity is key when writing by hand, and if someone is to read your transposition, it must be correctly written and well written. So the music you see below could be written for the piano, or it could be for a choir. So you'll notice that the stem direction, as we just learned in 12A, stems are going up in the treble and in the bass clefs, but for the upper voice soprano, stems are going up. Alto voice, which is directly below, stems go down. And the reason for that, again, it just clears up what we're looking at so we can see what's taking place. When we transpose, you will follow the rules of writing music that have been taught in previous grades. So fermata's on the outside. In closed score, they're written above the note. A few rules to keep in mind are stem direction, stem length, spacing, alignment, and neatness. And don't forget to change the key signatures when you change your instruments. So what are we doing in this unit? Well, we're transposing the following chorale into four different band instruments of your choice. The instruments will be given on the test. Again, no test to worry about right now, but only one instrument can be concert pitched. So that means you can only have one C instrument. So think about the overall range of each instrument and assign it to the most suitable voice and be neat. So you have to only use, or you can only use one concert pitched instrument. However, from that list of concert pitched instruments, you can have, for the most part, either a soprano, a tenor, or a bass voice assigned to that concert pitch. So the options are entirely up to you, but things to be aware of are the ranges of those instruments. So a soprano part can typically be the flute, the piccolo. It could go to a clarinet as well. Alto voice, obvious choice is the alto saxophone. Could also have the alto clarinet. Potentially like a third clarinet, something like that, or you could have potentially a French horn part as well. Tenor voice instruments, trombone, euphonium, tenor saxophone obviously could also be part of that, and horn as well. So the concept of how we're breaking these things down into their categories, we know that in larger ensembles we've got instruments playing different parts, first, second, third, for example, and those, again, fill in all of the gaps of the soprano, alto, tenor voices and assign them into different roles within the ensemble so that everything's getting covered and we get this really nice, deep, just a really nice full sound. And so that being said, you can be looking at assigning particular instruments to particular parts, but sometimes there can be a little bit of personal discretion as to how you want things to go. And then last, of course, are bass instruments. So we've got bari sax, bass clarinet, tuba, string bass. Those are examples as well. So really, that's it for this unit. No demonstration. It's basically 12A again, except you're going to be doing this using some digital software so that you have a chance to do that. That concludes our theory for grade 10. I'm sure many of you are excited about that. Any questions, please reach out and email as always. And yeah, that'll conclude our theory for grade 10.